Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another small personal transport ship where this one looks very much like a hovercraft, and it's called the 0C1 personal aircraft, which is this lovely thing that I'm currently driving. So this is an incredibly small little ship that you can see does have a few blocks missing around the outside. This is because it does use some mods on here for a bit of extra decoration, but they are entirely optional. If I was to turn on the projector, as you can see, we get a few lights on the front. We've got one big spotlight, a couple small ones, then around towards the back here we're going to have some custom antenna, two of them sitting on the back of our warfare battery. Then underneath here, behind this glass panel, and then got another spotlight, just help dock up this ship. But of course, if you don't want to use the mods in your world, you simply just load in and it'll look like this, and you simply replace it with whatever steel blocks, whatever light blocks you want to use, and just go on your adventure. Everything about the internals on the ship is vanilla and has no missing gaps whatsoever, so it's all perfectly usable, apart from the lights, apart from the antennas around the outside. Yes, for the moment I'll just leave them on, press F10, find this in the spawn menu, and we'll go from here. So the 0C1 personal transport aircraft is, there is 604 small blocks using a couple of the DLC packs. We've got Contact, Warfare 2, Wasteland, and Automatons DLC, but then no other information. So simply give this a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, have a look around the outside, fly around for a bit, and I'll go show you the custom landing gear right below here, because it does have something that pops out on the piston, which is quite impressive how small the ship actually is to include that type of function. Yes, we'll see that once we just briefly go around the outside. So bring the slide back around just a little bit, that'll have to do. And here we are at the very front of the personal aircraft. So as you can see, we've got ourselves our flush cockpit to drive it around with this grey ring around the bottom. That grey ring is going to house our modded lights, but like I said just a second ago, you can just replace them with regular steel blocks or other lights that you want to use. Moving on to the side, we see our flat AMSIC thrusters, taking small little wings that jut out the side to allow you to fly this thing around. Then around onto the side itself, we see some more AMSIC thrusters for your left and right. On the side of our flat one, that's going to move us up. We've got a red light on this side, green light on the opposite. Then down below here we see our magnetic plate, which is connected onto our piston system, which will move down when we see it a bit later on. Around towards the back, we've got some armoured panels, adding a small little fin. Looks more like a spoiler at the end of the day, but hey ho, that's what it is. Yes, at the very back here, here's our two little modded antenna, sitting on our warfare battery, with one single light constantly going, then a blinking light right below that. Moving all the way up, looking down. There we go, that's a bit of lag there, so something spawned in the distance. Yes, it was the space pirate stronghold. Quite an odd thing to spawn, because I don't have that much in this world to cause that kind of spawn. Yes, moving towards here, we see a red blinking light on top. We see the top of our warfare battery, towards all the armor panels, covering it all up. Then towards the middle here, where our camera is sitting, get good view of what's going on ahead of us. And of course, where our two flat AMSIC thrusters are sitting on the side of, we see some barred windows look all the way down to our hydrogen tank, and an oxygen tank, to make sure you can fly this for a nice long time. If you're on that camera, then go on air and suck an oxygen to help refill up your oxygen tank. Then towards front there's your flush cockpit, and of course the grey ring that goes all the way around it. Moving down underneath it, here we go, not so much to talk about under here. There's our connector, there's our camera, there's a modded light, which does have a window in front of it. So if you want to use this in vanilla, you might have to remove that window, put a regular spotlight in its place. Over here, red blinking light seen right below our cockpits. And that's about it for the bottom of this ship, and that's about it for the outside of this ship. For what it looks like, it does look bloody glorious with how it looks at the end of the day. I suppose if you really want to use this on the ground, you could remove some of the blocks underneath here and put some wheels on their side, so you can then glide around on the floor, just scoot around on the floor like a traditional hovercraft ship. That's entirely up to you if you want to go that far. But for now, I'm going to grab on my character, come over to tab number 1, reline the camera once again, and we're going to look at it like so. So I can press number 7. And here comes our landing legs. So they are very, very big, quite surprisingly big compared to the ship. They're just armor panels, pistons, magnetic plates, and just go all the way down so you don't bump into that camera, don't bump into that light, just to make sure you don't damage those important things when you land down on uneven surfaces. Go press it one more time, up it goes, and then it behaves like it's just simply not there. Back into this character, we'll go through all the controls. We've got 2 tabs to go through. When number 1 is your AMSIC thrusters, your front AMSIC thrusters. So when you turn that off, you'll go into a cruise and won't slow down. Number 2, number 3 is for your modded spotlights, but of course I can't showcase them because they're not on the ship. Number 4 is for your beacon. Number 5 is for your top mounted camera. There you go. Number 6 is for your camera below the ship, help dock it up. Number 7 is for your landing leg, which we just talked about. Number 8 is for the magnetic place on set landing legs. And of course we've got number 9 for your connector, which for your camera on number 6, go and dock up with. On to tab number 2, we then got your AMSIC thrusters all around the ship, on and off. Pressing that to simply come down to the ground. Number 2 is then for your spotlights, just turn them on and off around the ship, non-modded spotlights. Then number 3 is the same for your inset lights, on top. Number 4 is then for your wasteland spotlights at the front, turn them on and off as well. And then number 8 is something I added on myself, which is something that you can find in the control panel, which is the projector that projects the entire ship, so if you ever took damage, you'll know where the damage blocks are, you can easily repair it up. And of course that is the end for the controls. What I can do now is just fire this, grab on my welder, and there we are. Now I can turn on all the lights, antennas at the back, there we go. And then underneath here, if I can, might be blocked by that window, no it's not. And there we are, now got all the mod blocks turned on, hand number 1 once again, and there we are, now just lit them all up. So now what I'm going to do is just fly this thing around, see how it handles. I suppose we'll just go take over that stronghold in the distance, and well, watch it get destroyed. So moving forwards, here we go. This is what we get. Might need to bring it down a little bit more. And as you can see, we are very, very slow at the end of the day, because we've only got 2 small amsec thrusters to boost us around. But then again, because it is a non-combat ship, it's just designed to take you from one place to another, it is perfectly fine at the end of the day. Come to a stop, it's going to be the exact same thing, but of course, because we've got those large amsec thrusters on the side, we can simply tilt this backwards, there we are, make ourselves stop a lot quicker. But you've got to be careful because you will start moving down to the ground, so you could use that to give yourself a little boost moving forwards, and then away you go. And we let that come to a stop by doing that. And then moving left, moving right, very slow with that. Then for gyroscope controls, moving around, plenty of control over this thing, so if you want to use the large amsec thrusters to actually move yourself forwards and to slow yourself down, it's not going to be an issue at the end of the day. Lots and lots of control, very good stuff, and very reminiscent of a small fighter. But other than that, it's a fantastic looking ship, and I highly recommend downloading it and check it out yourself, because it's a nice little personal transport ship, very easy to store, and well, it just does look great, very easy to convert to a pure vanilla design if you do want to use the model lights or modded antenna. So for now, what I'm going to do is take over to the Space Pirate Stronghold, where you just about make out in the distance. In fact, can I get a better look with the camera? So there it is over there. It's a very tiny little thing, but I'll cut back when I'm a bit closer. And so here I am, now approaching a stronghold, and the enemies have detected me, and they're going to send some drones over to me. There's the first drone over there, so this is going to be a very quick ending to this video. In fact, I'm not even going to have the HUD turned on. There we go, there's the drone. Can I actually get this a bit quicker over to the strongholds? Come on, you can do this. I have a feeling the cockpit is going to get shot out, or the battery's going to get shot out, because it is quite exposed. And there we are, we can see these assault cannons are now firing. That's a tiny little base, very heavily armed for a tiny little base. Yes, there I go, and now crashed into the ground. What is missing on this thing? And well, it is the battery at the end of the day. I doubt I can actually outweld this thing. No, it's not. That's been destroyed. That's blown up. And there we are for the end of the 0C1 personal aircraft. And now I'm just getting swarmed by drones. So the end of the day is a fantastic little ship, like I said, and I recommend downloading it, checking it out yourself. And well, I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.